Drafting with Numot Modern Masters 2017.
Hello friends, Kenji! NumotTheNummy back again for another Drafting with Numot, this time Modern Masters 2017. Hopefully you guys are excited with this. Been drafting it a lot on my stream, but I figured you guys would like another video uploaded that is exclusive to YouTube and Numot Gaming. What did we open? We opened a Cyclonic Rift. Pretty good rare. Brutal in limited, something that is just very swingy, and it's in one of the colors that I prefer in this format, blue. I like to pair blue with either black or red. In fact, you can see a Dinrova Horror in this pack. Not much time to talk, but I'm going to take the Cyclonic Rift here, passing Flicker Wisp, Harmonize, Urbis Protector, and Dinrova Horror. We got past a Terminus, which is interesting. I think the foil is... Wait, no, is this foil? I can't tell if that's foil. I think it's foil. Maybe they took a Mythic from this pack. I can't quite tell, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Terminus here. We could be trying to build like Blue-White Miracles, funny enough. Terminus, definitely a powerful effect. Other good cards here: Banishing Stroke, Compulsive Research, Is It Charm, Noble, Sylvan Ranger, also very good. Just to note, cards like Falconwrath Noble have been reduced to common in this set, which means you're going to see them a lot more frequently and can get them later, but just notably something to watch out for. We'll take the Terminus here, see what other goodies we can get past, and it looks like to be a very, very easy Mistraven to me. I don't want to jump into the Dinrova Horror just yet. I think Mistraven is probably a little bit better after these two initial picks, but this is something that I would really like to pick up. I could be Esper. That's one of my favorite three-color combinations, or Grixis as well. Gladiator, Carnage Gladiator, not bad. All of the Tri-lands are pretty good. Arachnus Web, if you have the Spinner, is fine. The Spinner turned into an uncommon in this format, so these do have some higher value. Guildgate here, some other good cards, but I'm going to happily take this Mistraven. And wow, very happy to pick up an Azorius Signet after these initial two packs. There are Signets, of course, in this format, in addition to all of the Guildgates, so building 5 color decks, or, you know, just more than 2 color decks is usually the norm. You can build 2 color decks. In fact, I would say those are less common than going 3 or more colors, but very happy to take the Signet here. I rate them pretty high. Otherwise, we do have like a Ground Assault, Falconwrath Noble, another Gate, Slave Driver. Happy to take the on-color Signet. And this time I'm going to go ahead and take the Dinrova Horror. I could take the Gideon's Lawkeeper and stay in the blue-white deck, but I think the third Horror is good enough to take here. And again, I'm not necessarily locked into white. I would love to be blue-black base if possible, and the Horror is just so good. Follow that up with what looks to be a very easy Chandra's Outrage. This is 6 pick and one of the premium removal spells in the format. Thornscape Battlemage does not get enough love, though. 4 mana for a 2/2 that pings either a creature or player for 2 is basically mini Flametongue Kavu, and sometimes you do get that extra added artifact value. We also have Call of the Conclave, pretty good green-white populate/token decks in this format, and having a 3/3 on turn 2, obviously just great. Some other fine cards here in addition to another Guildgate, but I'll take the Outrage as it was pretty late, and we can definitely pick up things like Is It Guildgate there to make it worth it. Sunhome Guild Mage, one of the better ones. Late game, this just honestly takes over. You start pumping out tokens, and then you can pump them up later on. Has some really nice value. Momentary Blink, something I could consider here as well. It already works really nicely with the Mistraven and the Dinrova Horror. I think this one's a little bit close, actually. I said I was going to take the Guildgate, but I'm going to try taking the Blink and moving the Outrage to the sideboard. The double red card kind of pushes me off of it anyways. And looks like we get a rewarded here with a Sin Collector. I'm not the biggest advocate of Sin Collector, but this does have utility. It is nice. It also works the Momentary Blink, so good pickup here. Happy to take it. Into... Wow. That is some insane green wheeling here. Harmonize on the wheel is not correct. Also an Avacyn's Pilgrim. I'm not sure what's going on. I want to take the Harmonize, even though Lone Missionary and Pilfered Plans are better themed. I'm not sure if green is actually open or just somehow Harmonize came this late. I'm going to take it, but I'm going to put it to the sideboard, and we'll take a look later on. Sensor Splicer here for us if we are in fact going the Esper Blink route, producing some lovely golems, and if we blink it, well, we get an extra one, so why not? But yeah, that ninth pick Harmonize, it's very awkward. All right, some more decent green cards. Arachnus Web is like a mini arrest. Death Hood Cobra, just a good 2-drop. Missionary's fine. Aggro decks are pretty solid in this format, and gaining 4 life is a huge boon. You can also pick up Cower and Fear here, but I'll take the Lone Missionary. Not something I'm amazed or happy to start, but something that does do some work. Just a very late Ground Assault here. One of the better removal spells for the red-green deck. It's basically a 2-mana Doomblade. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take the Zombie, but just, again, notably some very, very good cards going around late. I've never been a huge fan of Graceful Reprieve, but it has done amazing things before. I think Soul Warden is absolutely fine, but I'm going to take the Trick here. And last pick, Slaughterhorns, Mog Flunkies. Not a bad pack 1. I did get past that Terminus, so I would imagine in pack 3 I'm going to see some more good white cards. Our pack 2 rare here is the Stoic Angel, which is 2 of our colors already. And in fact, if I took the Stoic Angel, there's like a very small chance I wheel the Rox Warmonk. And yeah, it did look like green was somewhat open, but Stoic Angel and even the Rox Warmonk, while very, very good, are in a color combination that does not really have the best synergies in this format. You generally end up on like Bant tokens, which is fine, don't get me wrong, but not amazing. I could just very happily take an Arcane Sanctum here for the fixing. It's just given the fact that we've seen so much green now, the Stoic Angel and potentially wheeling the Rox Warmonk are kind of tempting me. I think the safe pick is the Arcane Sanctum. I think the interesting pick is the Stoic Angel. I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and take the Stoic Angel. Ooh, and instantly get rewarded with an Advent of the Worm. Okay, so I'm going to put in this Harmonize back in. I'm going to put this Slaughterhorn in. We're going to take out the black. We're going to take Advent of the Worm. Maybe look to be a Bant tokens list now. 4 mana, 5/5. Instant speed is pretty gross, and if you're able to populate that any number of ways, the game is just going to end very, very quickly. That was a lovely pickup. Interesting pack here for us. Abrupt Decay, Golgari Signet, Death Hood Cobra, Chandra's Outrage. Even if I was playing Esper, I wouldn't be thrilled about this pack. I'd probably end up taking the Signet, which I think I'm probably doing here anyways. It's either that or, I guess the Simic Guildgate is double on color where the Signet is not. Okay, I lied. I'm going to take the Simic Signet here. We need the fixing, and if we're moving into green, we really need that land. Second Abrupt Decay, kind of funny. Very happily just going to take up Avacyn's Pilgrim here. Sad that I'm passing the Vampire Nighthawk, but Pilgrim does everything we want it to do. Also passing a Hungry Spriggan. Pyroclasm, very good in the format, but I'll take the Pilgrim. And what are we taking here? Not too happy with this pack. Rampager, the best card. Not really anything for my Bant list right now. Although, admittedly, I don't really have to be heavy blue. I could just be splashing the Rift and the Stoic Angel, which would be very, very solid. Strength in numbers is fine. Gorklan Rampager, again, the best card here, but not a card I can take. I don't really want to take another Lone Missionary. We'll take the Combat Trick, I suppose, and be sad about what that pack had for us. Alright, looks to me like we're going to take another Simic Guildgate here. There is an Izzet Signet, which is very nice. Slave Driver's good, Magma Jet's good. Pitfall Trap has utility, but I'm going to take the fixing. Ooh. And, wow, this is a nice one. Gaia's Anthem or Centaur Healer. Both cards I would be happy to take, and if neither one of those here, then I have a Sensor Splicer as well. I'm going to take the Anthem and look to take or get more token cards, which we haven't seen many of yet, but I think this card is good enough to take. Okay, Woolly Thoctor, not a card I can take, but Centaur Healer and Slime Molding, both good. I think Slime Molding is better for the actual Populate deck, but it doesn't look like we're going that route, so Healer going to be the pick as the safe play. Yeah, this is looking fine. Not thrilled, but have some very powerful cards. Definite filler in here as well, but overall, I think this has a decent shot. And again, I still have one more pack to go, so I guess there's still time to find some good stuff like this Deathhood Cobra or the Tandem Lookout. We did not wheel the Rockswar Monk or either of the lands, just to note. This was my initial pack. If blue is a splash, Tandem Lookout's a little bit hard to do, and Deathhood Cobra is always solid, but Lookout is the better card. Alright, we'll take the better card. See if this pays off for us. Looking for some more fixing. We have 2 Guild Gates and the Signet right now, but could definitely afford to use some more. I would like to cut the Lone Missionary if possible, and maybe even this Strength in Numbers. Otherwise, our deck has a lot of nice, powerful cards. Maybe cut the Graceful Reprieve, too. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if you've been drafting this format at all, what you guys would have done in my position, as I do wheel that other Centaur Healer, which is nice. Another very late Ground Assault, and then a Slaughtered Horn, which is fine. It's really tricky. These formats where almost all of the cards are playable, you really want to find what is your correct seeding. That is to say, you know, what's open, and really delve into it, because again, you're going to find so many playables across your 3 packs that if you're able to find the correct seat, the correct colors or combinations or archetype, then you're just really going to get rewarded. Not sure why Golgari Signet is going around this late, but I'm happy to pick up a 2-drop here in the form of the Deathhood Cobra. Yeah, these last few picks of this pack have really boosted my confidence. In fact, just really lightly splashing blue could definitely be a thing. We'll check back as pack 3 rounds up, but Hungry Spriggan here for us. Another Graceful Reprieve. Again, a card that has interesting utility, but maybe not one I'm going to start. Already have 1 Strength in Numbers, so we'll take the Wingcrafter just in case. And Revive, probably not a card we're going to play. Let's hope that we can open some sweet one. Wow, I didn't actually know Temporal Mastery was in this format. Funny. I'm not going to take it. I don't think it's good here in Limited, but definitely interesting. I guess they do have Bonfire and Entreat the Angels, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but this didn't seem like one that would cut it. Here for me, instead, we have Simic Signet, Centaur Healer, Slime Molding, Tandem Lookout, Grasp of Phantoms, and another Momentary Blink. I think I'm going to go ahead and just take the Signet for some extra fixing. And I could probably even run 16 lands in this deck now that I have 2 Signets. Signets make up about 0.5 lands in your deck. And, well, this one's perfect color, so going to happily take it. I will not take this Simic Signet, though, because I think I need to take some creature cards here, and we have some nice ones. Call of the Conclave, Gideon's Lawkeeper, and some more cards that we've seen before. The Blink, Slaughterhorn, Molding, and Tandem Lookout. Going to take the 2-mana 3/3. Don't have, I think, any Populate right now, but if I see a Rootbound Defenses or an Eyes in the Skies, I'll definitely pick it up, especially since we have that Advent of the Worm that's really looking to get copied. Ooh. Although, that being said, Unflinching Courage does do some amazing work. That is a bit of a trap, though. I think Unflinching Courage is not amazing in this format. There are so many removal spells just across all of the colors that it's very easy to get blown out by the Unflinching Courage. I think the upside is definitely there, though. I'd be happy to just take this entire pack and quit the draft. Healer, Eyes in the Skies, Hookmaster, Splicer, Slaughterhorn, and that Unflinching Courage. All good. Again, I think I'm short on creatures. I need the populate. I'm going to take the Eyes in the Skies. We should wheel a green or white card. And again, that's just perfectly good. Perfectly good. Bronzebeak Moa, not shabby, but another Eyes in the Skies. Exactly what I'm looking for, and probably looking to cut these other blue cards of mine. The Mistraven is double blue, which is a little bit too hard, but the Cyclonic Rift and the Stoic Angel are good enough, I think, that I can splash them, especially off of 2 Signets and 2 lands. So another Eyes in the Skies for populate. Would love to pick up another Call of the Conclave, if possible. If not, we saw, 2 Slime Moldings that I can wheel? Something that I didn't see was a Wayfaring Temple. Uncommon in this format. It is an XX based on the number of creatures you control, but when it deals damage to an opponent, you get to populate. So would be pretty decent now that I've picked up a few other ways to produce tokens. Double Eyes in the Skies with Slaughter. Oh, hey, look at that. Apparently I just need to call the cards. Okay, so I just called for Wayfaring Temple. I'm going to call for, not Intangible Virtue, but how about a Lingering Souls? No, not Lingering Souls. I don't have any black. In any case, we'll take the Wayfaring Temple here. It's gotten a lot better now that I've picked up that double Eyes in the Skies, and I think it's going to be nice. Azorius Signet for more fixing. Another Centaur Healer is a 3/3. Ghostly Flicker, not the worst. Or a Rootborn Defenses for some more populate. Just a very good combat trick, too. How many creatures do I have in my deck? The creature count is a little bit misleading since I do have a lot of token creatures, like this Call of the Conclave, Double Eyes, and the Advent. So we're actually sitting at like 14 creatures, which is not bad. Fixing. Rootborn Defenses. I think I'm going to pick up the Rootborn Defenses. I'd really like to have at least one of these, and I'm not guaranteed to see any more in the draft. But just notably passing a few other good cards. Ooh, perfect. Call of the Conclave is wonderful here. I have 2 of those. I was talking about picking them up. I'm very sad that I'm not taking a Lawkeeper. I've passed multiples of them, and it would be nice to have at least one, but the token theme is just too strong with me right now. And we'll take the Centaur Healer here over the Gift of Orzhova. Not looking to play a Fog populate, but this is not as bad as people think, just because it's more of a safe passage type Fog. Prevent all combat damage that we dealt to you this turn. So you can still block favorably and get some good results, but I think I like taking another 3/3 here. Let's do that. Slime Molding on the wheel is excellent. I can cut this Lone Missionary now. Wow. Wheeling just all of the cards. People in this draft must not appreciate the Signets, because I take Signets pretty highly. Is there anything I can cut? I'm at 24 cards now. I think that's exactly where I want to be. Really interested in taking another Signet, but I think Slime Molding number 2 and potentially getting some more populate effects is just the nuts. Jeez. Okay, so apparently nobody in my colors. Instead of the 4th Centaur Healer, I'll take the 2nd Slaughterhorn. Not a huge fan of Wake the Reflections. I think it's cute, but you're looking for your populate cards to have other utility. As I will pick up that Druid's Deliverance now. Soul Warden, not a bad sideboard option, although I don't like it main. Yeah, I can cut this Momentary Blink now too. We turned into more the green-white tokens list than like the Bant Flicker list. I might actually run one of these Druid's Deliverance. I don't think this deck turned out how I wanted it, but it didn't turn out bad. In all honesty, it didn't turn out bad. Let's take a look at our creature separation here, and remember these are creatures, and these are creatures, and these are creatures. So we actually have a really solid creature curve. I think maybe the Hungry Spriggan can be cut, as it's not really synergetic with the deck. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, rather 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're actually at a lot of creatures. I probably want to cut one of the healers. I think I like the utility of the Slaughterhorns. Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is like 16 creatures, and then some fixing, some ramp, and a few combat tricks. Looks good to me. In fact, man, maybe I want to run that strength in numbers after all. The card does some nice work with big slime moldings or an Advent of the Worm. It could be better than Druid's Deliverance, although I want to try it out for the populate. Maybe strength in numbers over one of the Slaughterhorn is not terrible. It's pretty similar though, but Slaughterhorn's a creature as well. Yeah, we'll try it like this. Haven't really built the Bant tokens decks before, but this is more of the green-white splashing some nice blue cards. Oops, did not mean to cut you, Miss Stoic. So let's add 2 guild gates. I have no basic land searchers. Let's go heavy green and white. We need more white than green though, since we do have 2 green lands. 7, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I have access to 14 lands here. So this is 5 blue sources with 1 island. 9 green, 7, and 8 white. All right, that looks good to me. I think we're going to ship this for round 1 and see if Bant tokens can do the job in this Modern Masters queue. So stay tuned, folks. Thanks for joining in. Here we are for round 1 with our Bant tokens list. We are on the draw, and unfortunately, 1 lander. I would consider this if this was a forest, but as it's a plains, I don't actually have any green sources in my hand, even if we drew another plains. So we'll ship this down to 6. And yeah, pretty fine 6. A little bit slow. I would love to draw that card right there. Turn 2 Call of the Conclave for a 3/3 is going to be real nice. Then if we hit another land, we have a 3/3 into a 5/5 into like Rootborn Defenses. That's a very good curve. Might even use Rootborn Defenses to copy the 3/3 should the opponent give me a good enough reason to do so. Mountain from the opponent. Not too scary by itself. Red-black, that could be the aggressive sacrifice deck, although them not playing anything is perfectly fine with me. Not too many ways to kill a 3/3 with their mana on turn 2 besides like a Terminate. And we drew a Cyclonic Rift for the turn. Looks like they drew a Miracle. They're pausing on their draw step, and it is indeed a Thunderous Wrath. Ugh. So I imagine our 3/3 token here is dying to the Miracle, which makes me feel kind of bad. I'm not sure how I feel about this being a common and limited. I had a deck earlier with 4, and I could have had up to like 6 at some point. Miracle not exactly the most fun of strategies, but the opponent whiffing on land there is a-okay with me. Alright, Swamp. And a pass again is awesome. I just get a pass here with the Advent of the Worm end of turn. I'm actually hoping that they either tap out or they don't have like a Terminate or an, I guess it's just Terminate or Grizzly Spectacle, honestly, for my Advent. Because if I get to untap, we're going to be in excellent shape. Nice. Beautiful. All right, and so now I'm just never going to tap out of Rootborn Defenses. We'll attack for 5. We're just going to pass here. If I draw another land, I get to Centaur Healer and then hold up the Rootborn. But as it stands, it's just way too good. Grizzly Spectacle. You didn't say the magic word, my friend. Didn't say the magic word. We're going to bash them down to 5. And then we're going to play another 5/5 in the form of Slime Molding. 3 lethal creatures. All of them 5/5s on turn 7. Not too shabby. So red-black removal. I mean, Graceful Reprieve doesn't really work with the tokens, so I think we just run it back. And hope the game plays out similarly to how that one just did, because that was a ranching. Alright. We are on the draw here. This hand's pretty nice. We have all of our colors. Gonna need to find another green source for this Gaia's Anthem, but can produce out a moderately sized slime molding. Slightly awkward that I don't have an untapped land on turn 1, but Evison's Pilgrim on turn 2 is still fine by me. Or we draw the forest and we get to play it out turn 1. Seems even better. Gnawing Zombie from the opponent more than kind of solidifies the fact that they're probably sitting on the black-red sacrifice deck. Cathari Bomber, yep. And attacking me for 1 seems good. Well, I have a few plays here. I can either play the Anthem or I can Slime Molding for 3. Yeah, not too thrilled with either of the plays. I think the molding for 3 is probably the best play, though. If I hit another green source, I can go Anthem plus Death Hood Cobra next turn. This could just be a Chandra's Outrage. Ooh, Falcon Wrath Noble. That's a good one. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit problematic for us. We're going to have this Cyclonic Rift do some major work. We're only 2 away from casting it. Sorry, 3 away from casting it, but only need 1 land to do so. Alright, Bomber gets sacrificed. They get to drain me. They get 2 1/1s. Ooh, we drew an Eyes in Disguise. That's not terrible. I kind of like playing out the Anthem here first, though, and accepting the fact that they get to attack me for 2 in the air. But then next turn I can Eyes in the Skies to get 2 2/2s. Alright, Handwear Lancer pairs with the Noble. We'll fall down to 14 here. 1 land away from that lovely Cyclonic Rift, which very good. Again, just kind of insane in this format. We're on at the Death Hood Cobra. It is a 3/3. In fact, I can probably attack with my Ooze token here, as it is a 4/4. Alright, they just take it. They have 1 card in their hand. They're going to sacrifice one of their goblins at end of turn. If they just start sacrificing goblins, I might not actually use the Rift. We'll have to see, though. I imagine they unearth their Cathari Bomber next turn, which would be nice for me. Because they unearth their Cathari Bomber, I Eyes in the Skies, double block their Falcon Wrath Noble. Oh, I guess they can't actually attack into my Death Hood Cobra, can they? Never mind. I forgot Death Hood Cobra can gain reach. So they actually can't attack here at all. Alright, which means I get to actually Eyes in the Skies and proliferate, or rather populate another 4/4. Boom, and now I'm going to overload this Cyclonic Rift, bash the opponent for 13, and say, I'm sorry, that is just the brutalest of tempos. It's going to be pretty hard for them to come back from this one. Would be funny if they had a Damnation, though. Not gonna lie. Cathari Bomber. And Scoop. Alright, so pretty nice round 1 for us here with this Bant Tokens list. Let's see if we can do some more work. We move on to the second match with our Bant Tokens list. won the die roll. Let's play first. And, huh? What is this? Ooh. I'm pretty sure this is a keep and hope that the top card is a forest. Man. Blue-white signet here, pretty darn awkward. Even this being a forest would make this probably a snap keep. I think I'm going to keep this and risk it for the biscuit, but could obviously not pan out as we bottom a Death Hood Cobra. Forest off the top, please one time, the dream. Dimir Gilgate the start for the opponent. Plains the draw for us, of course. And we will just have to run out this Azorius Signet. I'm going to need a green source to actually cast anything. Serum Visions, Crumbling Necropolis. Opponent's got some good lands over there. Alright, well. At least we have some game plans. A forest was not what I expected from the opponent's side of the battlefield, though. They have 4 colors currently. Explore. Alright. And they whiffed on their land. No, I lied. They did not. This is pretty awkward. I can't actually cast anything after casting the Simic Signet. Pretty awkward draw that we have here. And I imagine the very first creature that we play out probably just dies to a removal spell. As they are holding up like Agony Warp and whatnot right now. I'll lead with the Centaur Healer. Not going to route the Stoic Angel just yet. Although the Angel would have been immune to Agony Warp, killing it immediately. Is this a Dinrova horror in our future? That's generally the case. Oh, an Arachnus Spinner. Oh my gosh, that's a beating too. Cyclonic Rift. Now that could be good. I only have access to 2 green right now. So I think I'm going to Call of the Conclave plus just play out Slaughterhorn. Now holding up the Slaughterhorn is not terrible because with the Gaia's Anthem it lets any of my 3-power creatures attack into the spinner, but I think I like playing it a little bit more aggressive here. If this is the horror now, though. Simic Skyswallow. Okay. Well, opponent's got Simic Bombs. We're still not out of this. If I just go runner lands to cast out Cyclonic Rift, we tempo them out really hard. Wow. That is brutal. Now, there's that Dinrova horror I was talking about. As I guess I discarded this Gaia's Anthem now. Opponent's got a sweet one. Yeah, I guess we're going to try and triple block, and if they have Agony Warp, we scoop. Well, they ordered incorrectly, so I imagine this is indeed a Agony Warp. Alright, it is. They get a nice little 3-for-1 there. I take 6. And let's just scoop this up and go to the next game. If I hadn't stumbled on mana, I think we probably just aggro them out way too quickly. But not much to be said there when I don't really do anything until way too late in the game. Let's just run it back here. And again, let's draw our mana a little more timely. Ooh, you know what? I should not have conceded. I have Terminus in my deck. Totally forgot about Terminus. Alright, well, to note, next time, don't concede. I had one more turn to potentially find the Terminus and just wrath them away. We'll play first. We'll keep this hand. I'm going to hope to rip the Call of the Conclave off the top, but Advent of the Worm is pretty good here if I can find a way to populate it to kind of play around some of their removal, that would be great. And what's going to happen here is I'm probably just going to run out Slaughterhorn on turn 3 as something to do. I do like the opponent's deck, though. They have lots of good fixing and ramp, it seems. Harmonize, a very good draw for us. Let's see what the opponent can muster up, though. All right, land number 3, Explore. Another land. And 3 mana Seagate Oracle. Alrighty. Well, they're already capable of casting Dinrova Horror next turn. And we are over here just kind of being very sad about it. They can also cast their Spinner next turn too if they have that. It looks like the opponent's just going on the Explorersville. And Sylvan Ranger already. I think it was also okay to play out Harmonize last turn to find a populate effect. And then I could potentially go Advent of the Worm the following turn into populate. Because now if I Advent and they just have a kill spell or their bounce again, then we're not going to be really happy. Although hopefully they attack with their Seagate Oracle here. Darn. That would have been nice. All right, let's end of turn that 5/5. And I think we're just going to attack with the Worm. I don't want them to double block my Slaughterhorn and me trade my 3/2 for their 1/3. I think Harmonizing the Slime Molding is great. Ooh, lovely draw. That Cyclonic Rift should be gasoline versus them, especially if I can develop out any sort of board before they wreck me down. Mistdraven, my Worm token, also quite poor for me. Into a... what is this? Augur Bolas, alright. Yeah, so basically we're just going to develop out our creatures and then go for the Cyclonic Rift. Wow, they revealed a Damnation, eh? Alright. Well, fortunately for us, Cyclonic Rift is an instant, so we can kind of get them good there. So let's develop out our blue source. And... I mean, knowing they have Damnation, this is obviously a bit awkward, but let's play out our creatures. I wonder if I'm supposed to call the Conclave here too. I think I'm going to. If they want to use their Damnation, that's not that bad for us. I say that, but I don't actually mean it. It is pretty bad. They could very well just attack here with everything and then Damnate afterwards, holding up a grip of good cards. But these are just 3 power creatures anyways. Oh man, the dream would be for us to find our Rootborn defenses if they don't use the Damnation. Because then we just blow them out huge. Alright, Mistdraven the attack. Into a... Simic Sky Swallower, okay. Well, now that they played that out, I bet you they don't want to use Damnation. Yeah, now that they played that out, they probably don't want to Damnate. I can Sensor Splicer here and then set up the kill next turn. I seriously doubt the opponent will play around a Cyclonic Rift. I guess I shouldn't have tapped out of blue in case I wanted to just naturally cast the Cyclonic Rift, though. Oh my god, they can copy their Simic Sky Swallower. Ooh boy. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Oh, that was a nice draw. Okay, so how do I play this out? They have Damnation in their hand. I take 12, 14 next turn. I guess I can actually just pass here. No, I need a slime molding. Well, 6, 12, 14 damage in the air. One of the cards in their hand is Damnation. If I play around, how do I play around an Agony Warp? By slime molding for 4? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Slime molding for 4. Slime molding for 4 into Cyclonic Rift. That's our game plan. And hope this holds. Because they don't have the kill this turn. Alright, I'll take 12. This will put me down to 3. Oh, they're not attacking with everything. They're scared. I like that too. No. Okay, so we go down to 3. Hopefully the opponent just taps out for some random dirtles that are irrelevant. But, well, there's only one play I can make here, and it is the Cyclonic Rift. This is lethal, even through an Agony Warp. Oh, no, it's not lethal through an Agony Warp, because they can go -3 power on something, and then -3 toughness to kill something else. I guess I couldn't really play around an Agony Warp, but that wins! Woo! Alright, so Surprise Cyclonic Rift gets the job done. Holy moly. Opponent's deck is terrifying, but we managed to get there that game. If I can... well, I don't know how I'm going to really win this, but... we have a good shot. Oh, shoot. I should have brought in the strength in numbers, too. I think strength in numbers would have been a really solid one here. In any case, we are on the draw. We're going to go ahead and keep this. Turn 2 Signet, turn 3 Wayfaring Temple is pretty nice. And then hopefully we can start populating out our slime tokens. Alright. We even drew the second green source for that Gaia's Anthem, which is good. So I can actually play, what, Signet into Temple next turn? Yeah, that's nice. Although a 1/1 Temple is quite small. Simic Guildgate the draw. I still think we want to go Signet into Temple. Poor Temple. Poor small Temple. Sylvan Ranger from the opponent. Alrighty. Getting a forest. And what else? Bone Splinters. Wow, immediate Bone Splinters. Interesting. Okay, let's just do out a big ol' slime molding. Seems fine. Hope that they don't have Dinrova Horror, and if they do, then I'm probably out of luck, as I have no offense after that. Okay, Explorer's not a bad start. Land. They have 5 mana available. And just pass. Okay, that's good for us. So we get to play out... oh, that's not how you do that. Play out the Anthem, attack for 6. Hold up Rootborn defenses, seems good. I should start holding on to lands though, since we know they have Dinrova Horror, because the Horror can really wreck us. But luckily I can just discard this Avacyn's Pilgrim if that's the case, if that's what they drew. Looks like the Simic Sky Swallower again though. Alright. I'm actually not going to populate here at end of turn. I'm just going to attack and hope they block. Oh, we drew a Terminus. That's an interesting one. Okay, they didn't block. Well, that's good backup insurance. Them drawing their Simic Sky Swallow every game is a bit of an issue. The dream is for them to like main phase a Grizzly Spectacle here. That's the absolute dream for us. Seagate Oracle, okay. I mean, I guess I'm dead in 2 turns though, is the issue. So, more likely what I'm going to do here is just attack with the Ooze and then, oh yeah, attack with the Ooze and then just Terminus. Leaving them with 1 card in their hand. Alright, so let's attack for 6. Very small likelihood they actually take this. It's more, they're just going to chump with their Seagate Oracle. But then we get to follow up with some decent plays. Okay, chump. And let's Wrath their world away. Terminus, and then play out a 2-2. Alright, we're both on 8. I have a 2-2 on the battlefield. Any token producer, like if I draw an Eyes in the Skies, probably can't lose very easily. Penumbra Spider, alright, that's annoying. I'm not going to complain about a Centaur Healer. That's a 4/4 that gains me 3 life. Seems pretty darn good. Forbidden Alchemy, uh-oh. That's not a good sign. They bottomed a Soul Ransom, or sorry, they binned a Soul Ransom, so whatever they have is better than Soul Ransom now. Also, they can flash it back next turn. Okay. And maybe they just have 2 Simic Sky Swallowers. Alright, well there's the Horror. Bouncing my healer is not ideal, because then they can like attack for 2, but then I gain 3. Bouncing the Anthem makes sense. We'll just discard that land that we were sandbagging. Find another land, which is not ideal, but here we are in the life. I'm not going to attack here. Don't really feel like trading that off for the Horror until I can find some other business. Or at least cast out our root board. They might start out card advantaging us, especially with that Alchemy still in their graveyard, but we have a lot of good draws. Okay, Mistwraven the draw, bouncing my Pilgrim. No attacks, I'm fine with that. Token producer? Slaughterhorn. I wonder if it's just better to run out the Slaughterhorn. At least get to start attacking me for 2. Yeah. Because if I attack with this healer and they like double block here, I only get to kill the Dinrova in either case. That's not great. But if I play out the Slaughterhorn, then I can attack with 2 4 power creatures the following turn, which seems good. Spinner from the opponent, not what we wanted to see. Yeah, they're going to start getting in with their Raven. Let's find a token producer. That's pretty darn good. Still going to hold on to this Rootborn Defenses in my hand. Or sorry, this Forest in my hand. Again, just in case they have another Dinrova or they somehow bounce their other one back. Forbidden Alchemy flashback. All right, well, I was hoping they forgot about that, but that's better than them casting like another Simic Sky Swallower here. I actually get to attack with everything next turn, and then Rootborn Defenses. Everything but the Pilgrim's Eye, I suppose. Ooh, Sensor Splicer also pretty good. Okay. Well, let's make this a game. So Penumbra Spider is going to go on top of our Ooze. Probably. Spinner is going to eat our 4/4. Horror might offer the trade on our Slaughterhorn. All right, well, they had that Agony Warp to kind of blow us out. I still like this attack. Like, I need to make a move here because I'm just dying to the flyers. Oh, this is even better than I had hoped. We get to Rootborn Defense, kill their Dinrova for free, make another 8/8. And then play out a 1/1 and a 4/4. Sorry, 2/2 and a 4/4. And we just start bashing every turn. The opponent didn't use their Arachnus Spinner, hasn't been using their Arachnus Spinner, so that means they don't have any webs in their deck, maybe? But a 6-mana 5/7 reach still good. Oh, they drew a Grasp of Phantoms off of their Augur of Bolas is going to start killing our 8/8s. This turn and then next. Wow. Alright, well that's brutal. Absolutely devastating. I wish I had brought in that strength in numbers. Oh, how about a Harmonize? Pretty darn good here. Eyes in the Skies? Alright, I'll take it. Minimum I'm getting in for is 4. So this seems really nice to me. Okay. So now they're going to like flashback their Grasp of Phantoms on my token and maybe go for the kill. All right. Let's make another 8/8. And the opponent's just dead on board. They need to have something in their hand. But another Eyes in the Skies off the top. And that should solidify it. Wow. Unless their last card in their hand is an Agony Warp. We got them. Holy moly. Opponent's deck was freaking awesome. But I managed to draw some timely cards. Got a big Slime Molding, which we were able to keep populating. And we took down that second match. I did not expect that. Let's see if we can continue the token extremes and pull off the 3-0 with this deck. The final match with this Bant tokens. We are on the draw, and we have a lovely hand. Turn 2, Call the Conclave. Turn 3, potentially Wayfaring Temple if I want. But the opponent here, I see, has the Tapper. Has the Tapper. And a Rootborn Defenses too. Okay, this hand is shaping up pretty well. What other colors might our opponent be playing? We will soon find out. Mono white for now. Bash me for 1. Acceptable. Any other plays? Lone Missionaries, whatever. This deck can quickly end the game with very large creatures. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. I imagine Cyclonic Rift, as usual, going to probably just be the Stone Cold Nuts. Core Hookmaster. So I imagine our opponent's playing the blue-white Blink deck, which, if they have Mist Ravens or, say, a Mist Meadow Witch, then we are probably not going to be very, very happy, because, well, those cards completely ruin us. But if we're able to start populating before the opponent can get those cards out, then we should be okay. Notably hitting our island there on turn 3. 2 more lands or other mana production away from a Cyclonic Rift, which is presumably just going to be game over. We're taking a bit of beats here, already falling to 12 life. Opponent with a Skyfisher. Maybe bounce their Missionary or their Hookmaster, I'm not sure. Could even bounce a land and play another 2-drop. I guess our game plan is to survive until we can cast this Rift. All right, opponent, heavy debate on what they want to bounce with their Skyfisher. So we're going to play the Healer. I imagine they tap down our Temple, and then we bash in for 3. Another Call of the Conclave, not terrible. We can do that next turn while holding up Rootborn. All right, so back to 15 I go. Go to combat. Hello, opponent. What are you doing? Didn't tap. I don't believe it. I don't buy it for a second. So I'll just attack with the Centaur. I'm not going to put my Wayfaring Temple in line of what appears to be a very obvious trick of some sort. Could just be a momentary blink. Sure, flicker their Hookmaster. That's not that big of a deal. Tap down my Wayfaring Temple. If they double block, I kill the Skyfisher. More likely they don't block at all. Oh wow, they are. Okay, so I guess they're just trying to get the token off the battlefield, which does make a lot of sense. Absolutely. But me taking care of their flyer is wonderful. All right, land number 4 for the opponent. Are they going to get aggro and tap my Healer here? Wow, they are. Okay, I'm going to fall down to 11. Do they have any follow-ups? Not at all. Now 1 land away from casting thy Rift. 2 in play, but... What is this? Pitfall Trap! Wow, I got punished pretty hard for not playing my Call of the Conclave pre-combat. I would have been able to Rootborn Defenses and populate, but now instead I just have to pass here. Awkward. That's on me, though. Alright, they're tapping down. Now it's 4 to flashback Momentary Blink, which the opponent doesn't have, so we're going to pop out the Rootborn and go to eat their Hookmaster. Follow-up play. Wall of Denial. Okay. I drew a Terminus. We do not want to play that. If I attack for 6, they block the Temple, and then I take maybe 3 damage. That's fine. Can't say I expected the Wall of Denial from the opponent's deck. Now, I do have to remember that they have Momentary Blink. We'll see if they want to actually attack for 3, though. Nope, just the 2. As expected. And a pass. Cobra, the draw for us. Let's go to combat. I still like getting in for 3 here. I think people are often too scared to get in for damage when they're on the back foot, but you have to realize that, or you have to weigh the scenarios and realize when it's correct and when it's not. And I think here it's perfectly fine. That being said, I probably win a long game and I don't need to be super aggressive. Are they gonna flicker their lone missionary? Oh, they have an Eyes in the Skies. All right, even better. So I might take 4 damage here. That's not the worst case scenario. A land draw next turn probably instantly wins. Especially if the opponent just taps out for some random dirtle. All right, let's find a land. Well, I'm not going to complain about an Eyes in the Skies of our own. Let's just attack here for 4. Well, I guess for 3. I imagine they tap down my Death Hood Cobra, but then I get to Eyes in the Skies, double block both of their flyers. Okay. That's fine. Good, perfect. Go to blocks. And still holding up my Cyclonic Rift. Should I cast it for 2? That was the opponent's window there, though. And so now drawing a land here would have been awesome. But unfortunately not the draw that we hit. Alright, we might just go this entire game without casting Cyclonic Rift at all. As Sensor Splicer is the play here for us. Another Lawkeeper from the opponent, and that means they are Hellbent. Okay. Signet now, the draw. If I bounce their lone mission... No, never mind. I can't. That doesn't work. They have a Momentary Blink in their graveyard, so... Instead, what we will do is... simply attack for 3. I'm going to play it safe here now. We get to play the Signet, and then next turn, Cyclonic Rift for the win, presumably. Looks like they're going to flicker there. Lone Missionary at this point, go back up to 10. Alright, I'm pretty happy with them using the blink like this. And they are hellbent except for whatever they just drew. No whammies, please. I'll be sad if the opponent just scoops this game here without letting us cast the Rift at all. Granted, it would save me some information spewage. Here we go. What did you find? Another lone missionary. Okay, they're back up to 14. So I can't actually even cast the Rift next turn. Because if I cast it, they just double tap in response. They take 9. They go back to 5. Ugh. Silly game here. Silly game. All right, well, play a land and pass. Just gonna F6. There's no point. All right, opponent's just passing the turn here. And now we go for the big whammies. And that's probably game. Can't imagine it not being game. They have one unknown card in their hand. Oh, and we drew the Druid's Deliverance as well. That's amazing. Oh, that's hilarious. Did they actually rip another Eyes in the Skies or something? Oh, I see. All right. Another Pitfall Trap from the opponent. Means they are not technically dead, and they're going to gain 8 now. Holy crap. Because they have the double Lone Missionary they get to play out. Wow. All right. So be it. Back to 10 you go. Wall of Denial. Oh, Flicker Wisp. Oh, lordy. Oh, they're flickering their Lone Missionary to gain more life instead of, Wait, instead of flickering my token? Really? That seems amazing to me. Okay. I think opponent made a big mistake there. Well, this is a game. So they drew Pitfall Trap into Flicker Wisp after we knew that they were just on the top. They still have 2 Gideon's Lawkeepers and a Wall of Denial in their hand. All right. Well, let's run out the Centaur Healer, gain 3, and say, sorry, bro. All right, now we still have perfect information since they decided to play out the land for us. Lawkeeper, and the Wall of Denial. Hell, I might just pop the Terminus if I draw a relevant spell. Although, actually, can I win this game? Right now I have 4 3-power creatures. If I use Druid's Deliverance right now, they have to block 4 creatures, which means they have to sacrifice some of their non-tokens. I guess they already have to do that, though, don't they? Like, attack with everything? They have to block all of the 3-power creatures, minimum. It seems good. That seems good to me. They have to chump at least 2 of those then. Okay. We're just going to let this resolve. They go to 2. No cards in their hand. I have lethal on board. They're going to need to find something nice. And a scoop it is. All right. Didn't even need to show them the wrath. or the Wrath or the Fog. So opponent's on basically mono white Flicker. Kind of an aggressive deck though, as weird as that is. Some bounce and whatnot. What are we bringing in here? I don't actually know if we want to bring anything in. Our deck seems perfectly fine versus them. Like Soul Warden is kind of cute. Soul Warden could potentially gain a lot of life. You know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to try Soul Warden over one of the Slaughterhorns. And let's run it back. We win this, and we 3-0 the draft. Game 2 of the third round, and we are up a game. On the draw, going to keep this hand. Turn 1 Soul Warden. Doesn't get better than that versus the white-blue deck. I imagine this Soul Warden, I expect it to gain minimum 12 life this game. Let's say 12 life. Cyclonic Rift off the top for us. I only kept this hand because it had the Harmonize for later on. I'm not going to attack into a Pitfall Trap, even though it's not likely they'd really want to use one on Soul Warden. Gideon's Lawkeeper. Life tally up to 1. There's already a Signet to draw here for us. There's some mana ramp. And we're just going to pass the turn. Not in a rush to attack. I think I beat them in the long game, given the general lower card quality that I saw from the opponent. Although, if they offer me this trade, I think I'm happy to block. Lawkeeper pretty annoying. Well, turns out I lied. 11 life turned into 1 life, but trading with their Lawkeeper was very good. This is Eyes in the Skies. Sure, no worries. Harmonize. Draw some goodies. No big deal. We'll take our beats. Probably just going to run out of Slime Molding for 5 next turn. As the opponent plays a Sensor Splicer, sure. Ooh, Anthem is a nice one as well. Could play it a little bit safer and go Centaur Healer plus Anthem, but I think I'm just going to overload on a fat creature right now. It's likely they have a way to get rid of it right here, but we're still at a very healthy life total, and this will make them maybe commit a little bit more to the board. Or they just have nothing, which also works just fine for me. And now we get to attack our Oozin. They're probably going to use their Pitfall Trap. I'm going to Rootborn Defenses in response. Oh, I guess they're going to block and Flicker. That is also acceptable. Also of the acceptable variety. Okay. So let's play out the Conclave. And let's play out the Healer. All I need is one more land for the huge blowout on the Cyclonic Rift again. Looks like they're going to flicker their Sensor Splicer for the second time. More than happy to have that happen. Three, 6, 9, 10, 11. If they attack with everything, I'm just going to take it. I'm greedy. I'm greedy. Oh, well, I lied. I will block the Splicer if they're attacking with that. Do you have another Momentary Blink in your hand? Is that what's going on here? No? Okay, just hit me for 9. Or sorry, hit me for 11. No plays. Did not hit the land. So I'm actually just going to pass the turn here. We can block and Rootborn. What is this? Opportunity, maybe? Ugh. Okay, that's gross. That's a very good way to get back into this game. Because as it stands, I think they were very far away. Mr. Raven bouncing my ooze. I think we probably Eyes in the Skies in response. And make an ooze token again. You know what I just realized? For some reason the previous turn I thought my ooze was a 3/3. I should have definitely just blocked ooze to one of their golems last turn. That was a mistake on my part. Yeah, wow. I apologize. I just assumed all of my tokens were 3/3s, but I completely forgot I had used Slime Molding as 5. Awkward. Oh my god, they do have that other one. Alright, so be it. I get to flicker my ooze again. I'm just going to let that one resolve. And I'm going to fog here. Make a 3/3. No profitable blocks, so we'll just take 0 damage. If we draw not land, we Cyclonic Rift. If not, I'm sad. I've probably played this way too poorly. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can 17 the opponent this turn. And then die. Dying does not seem ideal. So let's attack him for 8. And also I should probably attack here with the tokens and not the healer, because if they want to like bounce the healer to try to get through, then at least I can gain 3 life again. I've played this game very poorly. The ooze not blocking was understandable because I was under the assumption it was a 3/3, but some of these other lines I've taken have not panned out. Six cards still in the opponent's hand here. Oh, and no plays from them. I like that. Well, then I will just pass the turn as well. 6 cards in their hand. 4 cards in mine. They have a second opportunity. Banishing Stroke my Anthem. Okay, that is fine. I'm not going to respond here with the Rift. I still like holding up the Rootborn defenses. But I do like going for the end of turn Cyclonic Rift on them. Oh yeah, tap more mana. Tap it all. Okay, Mistraven. Replay Mistraven, bounce one of my tokens. Sure. Yeah, I'm going to let them kill a lot of my tokens with that Mistraven since I'm going to use Cyclonic Rift here, but this is just way too much value for me. Oh, do I actually win now? Yes. If I hit a land, I win next turn, because I Rootborn defenses here. Make a Centaur token. Eat their 3/3s. And now a land draw lets me Blood Rush the Slaughterhorn. Beautiful. All right, so let's do that. Let's just win. Let's just win. Bingo, bango, bongo. Sloppily played, yes, but I think this was a really good matchup for us. Got them game 1 and pulled off a nice victory here in game 2. That second match was very gross. I thought that Sultai deck from the opponent was insane, but we managed to maneuver around it with some nice cards. I think this green-white tokens deck is one of the better decks, honestly, that you can draft in Modern Masters 2017. I do have a lot of the good cards and a lot of rares, obviously, but if you can pick up like the Call of the Conclaves and just any number of proliferate after that, or rather populate after that, it can really get out of control, as you guys saw. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this edition of Drafting with Numot Modern Masters 2017. Hopefully we will get some more in the future. I am actually off to GP Orlando tomorrow night, so a little throwbacks for some Kaladesh Either Revolt. Hopefully I can do well there. But after that, we will be bringing you guys more drafts and more spew. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, whether you're watching on numotgaming.com or here on my YouTube page. Kenji, NumotTheNummy Egashira, signing out. Take it easy, friends.